I was so excited I had thought about keeping things to myself, but being so excited I thought just in case I would call Cindy. That Cindy now understood that Rich and I were truly in love with one another. Cindy would be helpful. She had been so encouraging with her attitude to give 100% and give it your best go. God, that this relationship meant everything in the world to me. For sure she would help me. Rich and I would get married. We would work and play happily ever after. My sister Cindy did a 180 on me.
Really? So how was it down there? Did you have a good time, or
it was pretty good. Actually, it was really good.
Really? So how was it down there? It was pretty good actually. It was really good. Cindy was fine at first, but it didn't take her long to do a complete flip and then pounce on me. I felt caught in a whirlwind that was picking me up and taking me away. Like quicksand, the more I struggled to think straight, the further I sunk and the more aggressive she became.
Well, and here's the problem here that I would definitely have a heads up to, is it doesn't take him long after you guys do a split, and he's off with somebody else.
Well, and here's the problem with him is it doesn't take him long after you guys do a split and he's off with somebody else. I didn't catch her twisting things around. How did it go from really good to, here's the problem with him. Psychopaths make up about 1% of the population but can do enormous damage. She's projecting fear into me so I'm easier to manipulate and control later on. This psychopathic laugh I finally get is a form of charming the victim before the kill.
Shit out comment. Well, then I guess, I don't know, apparently he can replace you as easy as pie, so that you got nothing to worry about. Right? Oh, you're just there for a function, you know that. Although I realize that he does this catty little thing about I'll have you replace that mark or something. That's harsh, unnecessary things. So that should say to you, man, I don't need this. It's not worth anything to him anyway. That's what you want to do.
Well then, I guess I don't know, apparently, he can replace you as easy as pie, so you got nothing to worry about. So no, you're just there for a function, you know that. Although I realize that he does this catty little thing, I'll have you replaced. Harsh and mean, unnecessary thing to say. So that should say to you, man, I don't need this, am not worth anything to him anyway. She's beating me down more.
He's offering that I can go back after Christmas, so that is kind of something he is offering. I should just not worry about this house. I should go see him during Christmas, and then come back, and then, although
how many days will it take? When are they going to lay the floor? Because you might be able to get the snow down. How many days will it take to get the floor done?
It'll take a day.
Deflection is the art of mixing gaslighting with changing the subject to the point. It is a conversational control method, plain and simple. It is highly effective if and when an abuse target fails to realize what the slippery hospitality abuser is actually striving to achieve. That's what Cindy is doing. And I'm letting her because I think she's doing it for my own good. And she had just shut me down on the idea of forgetting about the rental and returning to Rich. I don't want to be confrontational, so instead I do what she tells me. I didn't realize it at the time. What I was doing is giving away my power. Doing what pleased her because she's going to do what's best for me, right? I was painfully wrong.
I really need to go down there. I'm going to be replaced in 2 weeks anyway. If you hurry, Rand, it's going to be before Christmas. If you hurry. You can say a snide remark like that, because technically doesn't it just not really matter if they're even in his life?
Maybe I shouldn't worry about this house. And go see him during Christmas.
When are they going to lay the floor? How many days will it take to lay the floor? Yeah, and if you hurry, Rich, you might be able to replace me before Christmas. Doesn't it really not matter if you're there in his life? She's beating me down to ash. Of course I regret ever giving her the benefit of the doubt. I have lost the love of my life, while being psychologically beat to shit.
Well, Rich is actually surprisingly mellowed out a bunch. Which,
yeah.
I think it's exciting. That's a project at the beginning, then he loses the show on his wins.
Yeah, a lot of guys are like that.
I haven't done that to you.
No, not really.
Right before Rich called I was losing my grip. I couldn't think straight any longer. Why was I letting Cindy be so abusive to me? Was I waiting for her approval? Was I beaten down that much? Had I been traumatized by her to the point of being ash? I don't know. I know it felt like I was slipping into quicksand. The walls were slippery. I couldn't get a grip, and that the more I struggled with her, the further I fell. I know in my head I was repeatedly saying help me, but there was no one. For some reason I couldn't ask Rich because I was so scared of him. Before I knew it, I was saying things to Rich that I didn't know where they were coming from. Words were just coming out of my mouth. Sounds spooky, but I believe she had brainwashed me. My brain is saying one thing, but what comes out of my mouth are words I don't want to be saying. What is brainwashing? The process of pressuring someone into adopting radically different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible means. This was the worst day of my life. Then right before Rich called, Cindy did this line of blaming all the anger that she had been pumping into me for years onto me. I felt with all this anger that things would never work out, not being aware that almost every bit of my anger was manufactured by Cindy.
Unless you can let that shit go, you're still holding it from day one. Wasn't it the first major event that happened 2.5 years later, and you're still as angry about it as you were then?
Yeah.
So you haven't resolved it, so it's absolutely going to contaminate anything you hope to have.
Unless you can let all that shit go. And you're still holding it from day one. And you're still as angry. You haven't resolved it. So, it's absolutely going to contaminate anything you hope to have.
Yeah, man, about it. And I think
Do you not remember how devastated I was when I said, Rich, what do you mean you've changed your mind? What do you mean you've changed your mind? What do you mean you're not ready? Do you remember how devastated I was when you told me that? Do you have any remembrance of that at all?
well, Kathleen, okay, yes, I do remember that. I remember that you were hurt, you're still hurt. But I'm asking you, Kathleen Taylor, if I'm ready now.
It caused me. There's just some things you can never get over. I can never get over you doing that. I wanted to go forward with you. I wanted so much for us to. Okay, Rich, it's your turn. You do it. You turn around and you do it, and then we'll live happily ever after. And maybe that's the problem. Is I have some kind of fantasy, some kind of fairy tale that I was going to do my part and you were going to do your part, and we're going to live happily ever after.
It's still we can still repair that.
I can't get over that. How could you do that to me? How could you say, I'm not ready? How could you do that to me? I mean, that killed me. That killed my heart. It was so bad.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Kathleen. I was being honest with you. I mean, what would you have rather done? For me to lie to you and then go on and press on and then, lie to you?
No, I'd rather you have turned around, done the same thing that I did, left everything, and not let it linger on for as long as you let it linger on. That's what I wanted to do. Turn around and say, okay, Kay, I'm leaving. You left before the place was rented. You left at the end of September. I would have expected for you to leave in September. You were gone the whole month of October. I would have thought that in October you would have.
I got this. What if I go visit you?
I think we just. I'm never gonna. It's always gonna be resentment from that. I'm gonna always go. Why did I stick out in the relationship after that?
What if I go visit you, Kathleen Taylor?
It's not going to change how I feel.
Well, I know, but at least I get to see you. And so what happens if I go visit you?
No, you need to stay there. If I get this place rented, I don't want to make promises because you're pushing me into them. No, I don't want to do that.
What's your concept?
I was kind of considering I would come visit you, but what are we doing? Are we going to drag this relationship on? How many more years are we going to drag this on?
Well, that's the whole plan that I was going to give you a surprise, but you kind of already breaking my surprise. But I wanted to tell you that I do love you, and I want to continue to be with you, Kathleen. I don't want another woman. I've been through this already, and fallen in love with you, and I want to repair things. I want to start doing things. If you can, just talk to God and ask for forgiveness, and I want to be with you.
I'm not able to get over that. I tried so hard to get over that.
Kathleen, give it some more time. Give it some more time. Obviously you feel that way. I'm petty. So, maybe if we reunite, I can talk to you some more. Maybe I think what's happening is you might be going to a healing process that is taking you a while here. And you can't let it go. And I want to make sure that you're the one that I want to be with.
You want to make sure I'm the one that you want to be with.
What I was trying to say is I want to make sure that you understand that you're the one that I want to be with.
Well, why don't we talk about this a little bit later more? It's a lot fun. I wasn't expecting to talk about this.
Okay, understand. All right, well then, I'm going to go back to the breakfast thing. Okay, we'll talk later. I'll check on you. See how you're doing in the house today.
I am going to be a man about it, and yeah, I think.
Do you not remember how devastated I was when I said, Rich, what do you mean you changed your mind? What do you mean you changed mind? What do you mean you're not ready?
Kathleen, yes, I do remember that. I do remember that you were hurt. You're still hurt, but I'm asking you, Kathleen Taylor, am ready now.
Do you remember how devastated I was when you told me that? Do you have any remembrance of that at all?
We can still do that.
There are something you can never get over. I can never get over. I can never get over your doing that. I wanted to go forward with you. I wanted so much. Okay, Rich, it's your turn. You turn around and you do it.
Kathleen, I was being honest with you. What would you rather I have done? Lied to you and then pressed on and lied to you?
We'll live happily ever after. Maybe that's some kind of fantasy. I had some kind of fairy tale that I was going to do my part and you were going to do your part and we were going to live happily ever after.
Okay, I got this. What if I go visit you? Yes, Kathleen Taylor, I do remember that. Yes, I remember that you were hurt. You're still hurt.
I can't get over that. How could you do that to me? How could you say I'm not ready? How could you do that? Killed me. That killed my heart so bad. I would rather you turn around, done the same thing I did, left everything, not let it linger on for as long as you let them linger on. That's what I wanted you to do. Okay, I'm leaving.
I got this. What if I go visit you, Kathleen Taylor? I know, but at least I get to go visit you and stuff.
Yes, Kathleen Taylor, I do remember that. Yes, I remember that you were hurt. You're still hurt.
If I go visit you. What if I go visit you, Kathleen Taylor? You need to stay there.
Some kind of fairy tale.
If I get this place rented.
How could you do that to me? How could you?
I don't want to make promises to you because you push me into them.
That killed me. That killed my heart so bad.
What are your thoughts?
I would rather you turned around.
I was kind of thinking I would come visit you, but what are we doing? I mean, how many years are we going to drag this?
We can still do that.
That's the whole plan. I was going to tell you a surprise. I wanted to tell you that I do love you and want to be with you, Kathleen. I don't want another woman.
I got this. What if I go visit you, Kathleen Taylor? It's not going to change how I feel.
Kathleen.
I know, but at least I get to go visit you and stuff.
Give it some more time. Give it some more time. Obviously you feel that way. Maybe I can talk to you some more. I think you might be going through a healing process and it's taking you a while and you can't let it go. I want to make sure you're the one I want to be with. What I mean to say, I want you want to make sure I'm the one you want to be with. What I meant is I want to make sure you understand you're the one I want to be with.
I wanted to tell you that I do love you and want to be with you, Kathleen. I don't want another woman.
I will see how you're doing on the house later on today.
Rich, I love you with every part of me. And I have never loved anyone or anything more in my entire life. I know you have pressed on. If I ever successfully end things, you weren't the cause for my ending it. You were the one who made me feel alive. I have never felt more alive in my life than when I was with you. It's like I was possessed by this demon and this demon was coming out of my mouth. It can go back to hell. This is too much pain. This hurts too much. Please, if I'm ever successful, accept me, Father, into your heavenly garden. God, forgive me, for I know not what I was doing.